As you're waking up this morning, we are taking a live look outside in Fayetteville. Good morning to you there.
Five News This Morning starts now.
Well, hey, happy 4th of July. Thank you so much for joining us. You're probably off work today, getting ready for those celebrations. And with that, there's a lot of stuff that people want to know. We've got you covered. But number one, Danny, the weather.
The weather. And we've been talking about it, that there might be a stray storm chance. That chance is still there. But thankfully, I think the majority of us stay dry, much like yesterday. It'll be very hit or miss. And the warmth will be pretty seasonal. Nothing too shabby out there. We'll take a live look outside. We'll go, well, you know what, why don't we go back to Fayetteville and downtown Fayetteville. 69 degrees there with a light wind. Dew point a little bit higher than yesterday in the mid to upper 60s in northwest Arkansas. So that moisture is starting to move in from the south. So that is something that we'll keep an eye on. But again, for the most part, we're going to be dry today. It's just your typical 4th of July. It's warm, it's muggy, maybe a little rain here and there. Nothing that's really going to be out of the ordinary. So it'll feel like for this afternoon in northwest Arkansas into the low to mid 90s. So again, nothing too crazy, but still going to be pretty warm nonetheless. So if you're out on the water, wouldn't be too bad of a day to do that. And in terms of the River Valley, obviously a little bit warmer. We'll see those feels like get close to the triple digits. I think some areas will get right around 99, 100 degrees. So again, if you're in the River Valley or just anywhere across the region, just be safe. I know we'll have plenty of other beverages besides water, but make sure to mix in those waters every once in a while. I've heard that's pretty good advice. But again, just keep an eye on that as we go throughout the day. Now, in terms of rainfall, we're not expecting really too much of that, but there is a little bit of rain just off to our south that'll eventually make its way north here. And while it's not going to be very widespread, not going to be very heavy, that chance is there later today. So we'll talk a little bit more about that exact timing coming up in just a little bit. For now, we'll take a look at traffic for us. We'll go over to the Van Buren area along I-40 at Highway 59. Good morning to the good folks in Van Buren. Again, for the most part, not looking too shabby out there. And we'll have those updates on your forecast as well as traffic if anything does happen coming up in just a little bit.
All right, there is a lot to celebrate today here on July 4th. We're breaking out the family traditions, and you probably already bought the fireworks for tonight, right? If you plan to set them off yourself.
I have not. I always do that the day of.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fun to go pick them out. Well, if not, I expect those fireworks stands to be pretty busy for last-minute shoppers like me. Now, all week it's been a steady flow at fireworks stands across our area. Owners at stands like Pinnacle and Springdale say that they purchase their supply around a year in advance. But almost all consumer fireworks are created in China. And as tariffs on fireworks were increased to 30% this year, there have been some concerns about what it can mean in the near future. America's 250th anniversary is next year.
So there's a little bit of nervousness about what's going to happen for the 2026 production cycle. Is that going to get delayed because people are delaying their orders? But 2026 is America's 250th birthday. And 4th of July is on a Saturday, which would make it a great day for celebrations.
If you plan to celebrate the holiday after today and want to get fireworks, you better hurry. Fireworks stands are usually packed up within a couple days of 4th of July. But, you know, if you wait, you get those sales after.
Yeah, I know. All right, a lot of celebrations happening across our area today, celebrating Independence Day. And in Greenwood, there's a tradition that is kicking off this morning.
Yeah, it's Greenwood's Freedom Fest 2025, and it's taking over the downtown square. News reporter Jacob Luthi joins us live there with more on the celebration. Been there before. Oh, it's a blast, isn't it?
They're always a good time, Jacob.
Yeah, I've heard the exact same thing, and a lot of people I've been seeing commenting, they're happy with the weather. I guess it's been really hot the last couple of years, and so they're very happy with the weather. Also, they've been able to, block off streets. They've been able to open more space here. We're right here on the town square. There's a street right here to my left that's blocked off, a street over to my right that's blocked off. So people are going to be able to set up tents all over this area of the town square. You see the music stage right here behind me, so it's bound to be a great day, but it's set to start at 7 a.m. with a 5K run. Now, I was talking to the Chamber of Commerce. They said that's been going on for 45 years. They think it's the longest running 5K here in the state, and they say that's what started the Freedom Fest. It all started with the 5K, and then they built on the Freedom Fest after that. So let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about the Freedom Fest and some video that we have from previous years about what it's bound to look like. Now, it's bound to start at 4 p.m. tonight. Now, I believe they moved that time because, in the previous years it's been really hot. So it starts at 4 p.m., which means people can have time to come out here and celebrate when it's a little bit cooler. Instead of being in the middle of the day, the city encourages people to come out, set up canopies, set up chairs, chairs, enjoy the day, enjoy all the festivities. There's going to be live music, bounce houses, lots of various food trucks. They're going to have the splash pad open today, and of course the fireworks show. Now, this is not just any fireworks show, right? They're telling me that this is going to be one of the largest firework displays in the region. So if you're down here in the River Valley, even if you're over up in Northwest Arkansas, you're looking for somewhere to go, right? You're looking for something to do. This is definitely the place. Now, the 5K is about to start here at 7 a.m. So it's going to be in about a couple of hours. And so I know a lot of people are going to start coming through, getting ready for that. But it's bound to be a great morning here in Greenwood, and it's going to last the entire night. Fireworks start at 9:30, but I'm going to go ahead and send it back to you.
Oh yeah, it's a great time there, and I love that they start like in the morning and go all day.
It's an all-day long celebration,
Yeah.
as it should be, right?
All right, thanks for that, Jacob. All right, well, Fort Smith Mayor George McGill is hosting his annual 4th of July celebration.
Yeah, it's all happening tonight from 5 to 10 on the riverfront of Harry E. Kelly Park.
Yeah, that will be launched there near the river, so guests taking a lawn chair to that park, you'll have a great seat for the show. You can expect live music and fun for the whole family throughout the evening.
Tons of activities for kids, several inflatable slides, a magician, a juggler, a clown. There'll be face painting, temporary tattoos. It's going to be really a great time for the whole family.
Well, the Symphony of Arkansas has been rehearsing for their show tonight in Rogers. They'll be playing at the Walmart Amp, and if you plan on going, you'll see an amazing fireworks display following a concert filled with patriotic music from the symphony.
We always tweak the programming just a little bit. You know, this program always features music by a lot of our great American composers. So it's always really special for us to get to do this because we don't often have the opportunity to do a program of all American music.
Well, you can find a full list of all the displays happening in towns across the area. Just text the word July 4 to the number at the bottom of your screen, 479-785-5000. We'll text you right back with a link to the list.
Well, along with the holiday comes an increase in police presence on the roads as officers prepare for the potential of an increase in drunk drivers. The Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign kicked off Wednesday. It'll last through the weekend. Now, from 2019 to 2023, there were over 2,600 traffic fatalities during the holiday period. 38% of those drivers were drunk. The Washington County Sheriff's Department teamed up with the Traffic Administration to keep an eye on the roads, asking people to simply plan ahead.
The best thing you can do is if you see a friend or family member trying to drive intoxicated is, persuade them to give them a ride home or have a sober driver get them. Or obviously in the cities, Uber and Lyft and all these other things, why would you drive intoxicated?
Now, they also want to remind you, even if you get in a situation where there is not a designated driver, of course, call a ride share. It'll definitely be cheaper that way. All right, a little bit later in the show, we've got a special treat for you if you're looking to make an easy last-minute 4th of July dessert.
Yeah, Joe and I try our hand at making an American flag cake. It's simple, and you can make it today for your celebration. You only need a few ingredients, and it could be a hit of your cookout. Also, we'll talk about food safety and how long you can leave those leftovers out before they need to be thrown away.
Well, later today, President Trump is expected to mark this 4th of July by signing the massive spending bill Congress passed yesterday.
But first, he plans to speak with the president of Ukraine in a push to bring an end to the more than 3-year-old Russia-Ukraine war. CBS News' Chapman Bell has more.
Fresh off celebrating his big domestic policy win,
Congress passed the one big, beautiful bill to make America great again.
President Trump is now turning his focus to ending the Russia-Ukraine war. The president says he'll speak with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky today.
We count on continuation of American support.
Zelensky has said he wants to discuss the White House's pause on some weapon shipments to Ukraine.
We've given so many weapons, but we are giving weapons, and we're working with them and trying to help them.
Their call comes a day after President Trump said he didn't make any progress in a push for a ceasefire during a phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin yesterday.
I don't think he's there, and I'm very disappointed. I don't think he's looking to stop.
Overnight, Ukraine said it was hit by a barrage of Russian drones and missiles, a day after Russia said a Ukrainian strike killed a top Navy commander. After the Trump call, a Putin spokesman said the Russian leader is willing to continue talks toward a political solution, but he will not back down from his objectives in the conflict. The Kremlin said the two also discussed Iran. It's been nearly 2 weeks since the U.S. bombed 3 Iranian nuclear sites. Yesterday, the president signaled he's open to restarting talks with Iran. Chapman Bell, CBS News.
Well, President Trump says letters will be sent to 10 of 12 countries today, informing them of the tariffs that they could soon face on goods they send to the U.S.
Yeah, the president's pause on his so-called reciprocal tariffs is set to expire next week. Well, a couple of recalls to tell you about this morning. Kraft Heinz Foods recalling more than 360,000 pounds of Oscar Mayer turkey bacon due to possible listeria contamination. So far, there have been no reports of illness, but anyone who has the recalled turkey bacon should throw it away and return it to the place of purchase.
And Nissan is recalling 480,000 vehicles because the engines can lose power while in use. It affects Rogue, Altima, and Infiniti compact SUV models from years 2019 to 2022. Owners of impacted models will be alerted via mail to take their vehicles to a dealership for a free repair.
And in terms, if you're outside today, yes, the UV index is going to be very high, as it always is this time of year, at an 11. Burn time as little as 10 minutes. If you're pale like me, you'll be looking like a lobster in no time if you don't have that sunscreen. So just make sure to have it on if you're outside for an extended period of time.